minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you guys. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I'm here. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is May 13, 2023, Saturday. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcast. Golly, trying to do the murder frame up. They took they got a key to my car and took a lighter right out of it. I was not at a place where I would take that in with me. I didn't have my purse with me. I had my wallet with me, but I had it with me. Interesting, the lighter was right next to my phone. The phone is fine. They just took the lighter. So, just I think yesterday, May 12th, we discussed Mr. Perry trying to take my lighter. He's done that for years. When I worked at a strip club, he'd have people come up and ask me, his people, to borrow a lighter. And my guys had already gotten him talking about it. So I wouldn't just go, sure, here's a lighter. Otherwise, why wouldn't you? I mean, why would you not just say, sure, here's a lighter? If somebody walks up and says, can I borrow your lighter? I wouldn't. I would actually go to the vending machine and buy one. Here's a lighter. So today, I go somewhere and I just didn't have my purse with me. I just had my phone and my wallet. That was it. I had my phone with my wallet with me. I left the phone in the car. So the lighter was taken and the phone left. Right after we said that. So I had just put it in the car. Hang on. These are the albums we have of the various threats Mr. Perry has posed. He's demanding to take my car. He's demanded it and demanded it and demanded it and demanded it and demanded it. He had a brick thrown at me on the freeway, almost hit me in the head. Almost hit me in the head. That could have been my head. Split my engine in two. What happened is, when I was coming out of the drive where I was living at the time in Manford, normally it's quick to just go to the right and get onto the freeway. But I saw Mr. Perry's guy sitting there to call down to the one who threw the brick at me, and I went left. I went a long way out of the complex and got on the freeway a different way, and it delayed me about 2 minutes. So the brick they threw did not hit me in the face and do that to my head. It hit the pavement and then bounced up under my car and split the engine in two. That was murder attempt number 2. I got a new car, and this was the one that was reported to Officer Neely. They put a hole in my radiator. I've gone outside and had the oil drained, completely gone. It's gone. Drained it all out. You can actually get a machine that'll do that pretty quick. I go in my trunk, and there's this weird powder all in it. And I told Officer Neely, this is, it's like they just want me to know they could get in my car. Just the weirdest. I don't know anybody I don't know who did it, but I have a stalker. We're in court right now, currently. There's an open case, and one of them has his employee staying 3 doors down. So, it's almost like they just trying to, I don't know anybody else this weird that would do something like this. Well, it was all the powder. Same powder was all over this room. We asked the maid, did you see who did this? And she said, no, but there's the same powders all over this room. It's weird. I've not seen this before. So they did that. 6 days later, Chief Miller was murdered. Okay, then they hit. This is a hit and run. It was in a parking lot in a place I did business with. Hit it right at the wheel. That was in October. Actually, before that though, hold on. There's more wrecks. A bunch more wrecks. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna have to go to it. Right here is where, see that truck? He'll have people pull up and take pictures of me, and it made everybody uncomfortable. See, these are witness statements. There was a car there. I could not get. As soon as I grabbed my phone to take a picture of the car she's describing, which is not this car, the guy took off. Okay, so if you go to the right there, you can just get right on the freeway. Freddy's was at the right. It's called something else now. But instead, because I saw Mr. Perry's guy sitting there waiting for me to leave, I went to the left. I mean, this is like an ongoing problem. Stalking. They flattened my tire more than once. So that's another problem. Okay, here's like they did that. Had a truck hit me. Notice I'm not hitting the other people. They're hitting me right at the wheel. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then there was a 4th attempt. He missed the wheel, but he got right here. So you can see the back of his bumper where it hit me. He accused me of hitting him. How do you back into somebody with the side of your car? Yeah, see, that's what he was alleging. This is the back of my car. There's nothing on it. The damage is on the side. The guy jumps out of his car. You hit me at the mall. And I was like, no, I don't think I did. Well, we're going to call the cops. I need your insurance. I need your license. I gave him my license and my insurance and my phone number. And I said, listen, you can call the cops if you want. I'm not going to. We're not bleeding. So I have shit to do. You can also walk a report into the office. I've done that before, since you're like the 5th guy to hit me now. So I can do that. But I'm not going to sit here and call the cops. He was very insistent about that we call the cops. On that same day, Mr. Perry was again typing in my phone, I can't wait to see you. I'm so excited. Ew. Gross. Okay, I jump in my car and I leave. I go, you got my information. I'm leaving. I did ask the guy to text me the back of his car once I got confrontational about what you're telling me does not match the evidence, sir. It doesn't appear I hit you. It appears you hit me. See? Are you running an insurance scam or what are you doing? So, I never heard back from him again. I said I wouldn't. I go, watch. I'll text him and ask him for a photo of his car. I mean, I was standing right there looking at it. The bumper on the back bumper on his car had my silver paint on it. And, but he wouldn't send me a picture of it. So I was like, I'll never hear from him again. Watch. Notice they always go at the wheel. It's just this guy missed. There's scraping right here. Actually, I backed into the, I scraped up against the, trash bin. But right here, he did that. The black. See, the trash bin's yellow. This is black. His vehicle bumper was black. This came after April 23rd, 2019. Mr. Perry was recorded stating, the last sentence here highlighted, it is not legit, but I'm going to have Cynthia's car towed and sold before she figures that out. I'm just going to steal it. See, so I get threatened with the same thing every day. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to get you. You're going to go with me. You're going to be with me. I don't want to be with you. I don't want anything to do with you. I said no. So he thinks if he takes my car, that'll change everything. Why would it change anything, Mr. Perry? Why would it change anything? You're not all there. You have Huntington's disease. The police that are helping me, they got me this, told me you have Huntington's disease. You know why they knew? They recorded y'all talking about it. It makes you nutty. Huntington's disease, that's not how you get people to like you, sir. You're trying to coerce me into a lie. I said no. You're trying to force me against my will to do something and say something I will not do and I will not say. And you need to fuck off. You're about to go to jail for this. Why are we getting this stuff? To put you in jail so you can't hurt me anymore. Or anybody else for that matter. Our shrink says that he's a sexually dysfunctional, sadistic piece of trash who cannot ejaculate without hurting other people. And he's obsessed with his his weenie. Excuse me, my language, but that's what sex crimes are. There's a book called Sexual Homicide, written by the guy who founded the FBI profiling system program. I've read it. You're that. Everything that you do centers around your little weenie. You can't control it. It is ridiculous and embarrassing, Mr. Perry. I don't like you. There's not he's got voyeurism problems. Voyeurism, watching a woman in the privacy of her home against her will, is not a relationship. It's a criminal act. It's a felony. Stalking, hacking, peeping, coercion, witness tampering. I'm a witness in the case against you, sir. The police that gave me that. And you keep calling around asking, who is it? Is it you? Is it you? Are you the one helping her? Stop stopping my crime. And nobody will help you, will they? Nope. You know why? People fucking hate what you're doing. They fucking hate it. It's gross. It's disturbing. We can get information at the snap of a finger because you're gross and you're disturbing to everyone who's normal. You're hideous. You're sick. You're twisted. And you came up here and you've caused one problem after another, after another, after another. But notice the dates on this. We get this shit before you do it because you get recorded talking about doing it. What we get in, Mr. Perry, is very specific and very, very detailed. It is not vague. It's specific. You are not going to get a date with me. You are about to get a date with a bunch of dudes in jail. All right? Just like that. That's the way it's going to be. It's not up to you that we got this, is it? Nor is that. I said I don't like you. You need to grow a pair and move on. Like everybody else, we all get rejected. We all just move on. Why are you such a fail that you can't? Socially inept? Anyways, our shrink kept saying Mr. Perry is both mentally ill and he's got a mental reasoning impairment. He will not pass a cognitive reasoning test that I give my first grade patients. Several years later, we find out she's right. He has Huntington's disease. It causes psychosis, hallucinations, paranoia, and deep delusion. He spends all day in pretend land. It's embarrassing. And impaired cognitive reasoning. So she hit it on both counts without knowing diagnosis. She's also concerned he might have some Alzheimer's too, because you have to repeat yourself all the time, over and over and over and over and over. He's convinced himself that I have a secret love and I'm trying to hint at it, at who's helping me and all this shit. There's no fucking way. Why would I do that? I'd be dead if it weren't for them. I would be dead. Why would I help you? There's no fucking way. I spent 6 years in a strip club and you guys had direct access to me to try to get me to slip up. This morning, my guys get somebody saying, I would have loved to have gone into that strip club and gotten to know her and see if I couldn't get her to slip up and tell us who these guys are helping her. But Perry kept telling everybody to be mean to her, so then she'd clam up. And he did it again. I went back recently. I worked another 5 weeks, and again I got bullied out. I got bullied all the way out. So, they had this waitress just fuck me over and bully and fuck me over and bully and fuck me over and bully. I don't need that. Why do I need that? I don't need to put up with that. So, I said, I'm not going back while she's there. Why would I do that? Not unless I just have to, and I don't have to. So, here's the other thing, Mr. Perry, that was discussed. You're not fooling anybody. I know that you live in delusion land. It's your pretend imaginary world, but it's not real. And at some point, you're going to have to come to terms with the fact that it's not real. If we're quoting you every day, the reality is you're in a lot of trouble, and it is not up to you. It is simply not up to you. You are a rejected failure. Too stupid to figure out how to just go be normal and move on. Did you leave your wife, Jacqueline? People up here are starting to find out that you're married, actually, to a woman named Jacqueline who lives in Lubbock. She's the mother of your children. You promised her to honor her and be loyal to her, and you have failed her and your children. And you're bringing a lot of embarrassment to your children. And that ought to bother you. It bothers everybody else. Why doesn't it bother you? I moved twice, completely changed my life. Moved to new towns, had to start all over again twice to get away from this madman, Mr. Perry. to get away from him and to have no conflict with him and no contact with him. And he has come to Oklahoma and for 10 years made everybody's life a living hell. People are uncomfortable with what you're doing, so we can get stuff like this before you do it, not after. Okay? We got this. Okay, this is dated January 18th. They called the manager, his name is Brandon, up at the Flying J and said she's about to come take a shower. Well, how would you know that without voyeurism? I didn't go that day. I went the next day. I come out, my car's gone. So they already took one. Right, Mr. Perry? So now I got another car, they're trying to take that away. So everybody hates you. And the reason we got this, Mr. Perry, because everybody hates you. And they're deeply, deeply disgusted and deeply, deeply disturbed by what you're doing. You don't need to be in Oklahoma. Why are you in Oklahoma? Why are you here? You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're just told on and told on and told on. And more of your crime has come to light every day since you've done it to me. Why is it different when you do the crime to me? Next thing we know, we're quoting people. So there was actually a meeting this morning after the last podcast I did where I was talking about the situation at my last work. And the guys, Mr. Perry, the general consensus is, why does she have to be the victim of a crime every fucking time she goes to work? She is entitled to a harassment-free, safe workplace. So what is Mr. Perry doing in Oklahoma? Causing injury, causing loss, intentional infliction of emotional duress, tampering with a witness and a victim in a very serious criminal case ongoing. Why in the fuck is he doing that? And the guy said, and I'm going to repeat, when I speak in the third person, I'm quoting somebody else. He said, I'm listening to her podcast. She said she's worked for this man for 8 years, the second girl from Tulsa, to work at his place, his business, and was the first person that he allowed to use a credit card machine for people to pay. Because the credit card company is going to pay me, so I got to pay him his part, and he trusted me to do that. And I have always done that. There's been a time or two where it was slow, and I'd go to him and say, I'm short on this and this bill. Is it possible for you to advance me some money? And he would, and I've always paid him back. For 8 years we've done that. My relationship with the owner and his family is very platonic, very professional, and very positive. It's they have no his kids grew up with me. So there's no conflict there. Yeah, it's a very positive thing. He's known me for a very long time. He's seen that he can trust me for over a long period, 8 years, a long period of time. In fact, one night, I got called into the office by another manager, and he said, XYZ girl said that you're cutthroating her. And I said, no, I didn't cutthroat her. The customer walked in before she saw, bought me a drink, and I was about to go, we got up and did dollar dances. I was about to go sit with him. He'd already bought me a drink. He'd already bought stuff from me. And he said, oh, okay. And I looked at him and I go, do you know how many times I've been cutthroat by a girl legit? And he goes, no. And I go, because you never hear about it. I don't complain about stuff like that. This is not a daycare. This is a business. And it's a professional business. So I don't run in here every time somebody cutthroats me and tell teacher. He started laughing, and I go, I mean, you guys know at this point, should know me well enough at this point to know I'm not going to cutthroat. And he goes, yeah, I figured. I just wanted to get your side of it. So, I mean, this is not something, I've been there a long time. I've developed a reputation. They're pretty familiar with what I will do or not do in any given situation. A new girl comes. They all just meet her. She's new. They don't know her. She's a meth head. She misses about half the time she's been there. Misses work. She's got a boyfriend on Facebook that she met on Facebook who's in prison. Why women do that, I don't know. I really, I don't think it gets any more pathetic. Why a woman would find a boyfriend in jail or prison is something I can't comprehend. I mean, the world is a plethora of male hotness. Go find one that's not in jail. Some are cool, some are asshole. Find a guy that's not an asshole, that's not in jail. I mean, I don't even get that. And it's very scary that she's done it when she has kids. This man is in jail for murdering a Oklahoma City police officer. They talk on the phone. Do you know it's illegal to talk to a prisoner? The prisoner shouldn't have the phone. He's got a cell, and they sit there and chat in the back while everybody else does their job for her. And comes up short, and we went through the video and saw her stealing and so forth. So after all that, one night she wanted to miss work again, and didn't talk to me about it. She went outside the club to an individual who had quit, and asked her, "Do you want to fill in for me?" And I'm like, I blew a gasket. That's my money. She doesn't work here. And the girl, I was like, I don't think so. And I wasn't mean about it. I just said, no, I think that you need, I'll do the work. I don't think you need to be calling in somebody from outside that doesn't even work here. The owner backed her, not me. At that point, that hurt me. I couldn't believe he did that. So the conversation this morning was, there's no way he would do that. He's a business owner. When you compare Cynthia and her skills and her habits and his knowledge of his trust of her, and this new girl who steals and doesn't show up, and leaves early and comes late, and I mean, no business owner in the right mind would do that. And this guy is an intelligent man. There's no fucking way he would do that unless Mr. Perry told him to, and made him feel like he didn't have a choice. There's no way. He said, "You will never get me to believe otherwise. You'll never get me to believe that." So why is Charles Perry contacting her, the owner where she worked, her boss? Why? To cause her a problem and income loss. Why is he doing that? I believe Calvin did it for Perry. Is that correct? The information that we get, as you can see, is very, very detailed and very, very specific. We get it beforehand. It doesn't do a whole lot of good for us to not say anything until after he does it. It's important that we get it out before. If he doesn't do it, fine. Then he just talked about doing it. There's no crime there. If he talks about doing it and then does it anyway, now it's a crime. Plus, he's got premeditation and malicious forethought and criminal intent. We know exactly what we're doing, and we're really good at it. There's a large group of people here who are offenders and a large group of people here who are victims. It's taking a while, but it's happening. It's international. Mr. Perry is committing crimes that go beyond the borders of the United States of America. Human trafficking works like that. That's just how it works. So nobody knew he did this until he started doing it to me. When he does it to me, we quote him beforehand, not after. He is not understanding the significance of that. You can tell by his responses, he has no fucking idea what that even means. Huntington's disease, paranoia, hallucination, delusion, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. He can't put two and two together to save his life. It's so easy, it's not even fair. So they take a lighter today, which we'd already talked about. Do you see all this bus pass? Mr. Perry had planned long ago, in 2021. Things were bad for me because he's a stalker and he's trafficked me. He sold me to a Houston realtor. He took half the money up front. He's trying to deliver so he can get the other half. This is about that money and nothing else. I don't care what he tells anybody else. This is about that money and nothing else. He thinks he's bait. He may be running somebody told us that Charles and the guy that he sold me to were talking, and he goes, the conversation almost made me have to go to the bathroom and throw up. It was extremely disturbing. Both men were talking about Cynthia like she's their wife. The same girl, but they're both, he goes, it was so weird. He goes, it was so disturbing to hear them, both of them talk like that. And I'm thinking, were they going to share her? I mean, what the fuck is this? Some sick, twisted something. And he goes, oh, they're both mentally ill. Both of them think they're already with her. The Houston guy, she's not even met him. Perry, she's not seen him since 2013. She's done everything she can to run away from him and kick him off of her and get a protective order. He has to buy his way out of 11 protective order attempts. 11. So he's to get information to traffic a woman. Okay, normally they'd go after the teenage runaway, but they've got a market of wealthy Republican men who want a somebody who can carry on a conversation, I guess, more intelligently than a teenage runaway. So they're finding women who are divorced with kids, and so they're somewhat vulnerable, but they then try to make them more vulnerable. They'll get them fired. Then they make sure they can't find another job. And again, guys, please feel free to prove me right or prove me wrong. David? Okay, do you have Huntington's too, David? Everybody's wondering about you as well. Because when you keep getting caught and you keep doing the same thing that gets you caught, everybody has to scratch their head and go, what's wrong with that guy? He's not very smart. So they put cameras in the women's homes, broadcast us all over the dark web, all over the world, sell watch time, get us fired, make sure we can't find another job. You lose the house, then they have the ex take the kids away, and in the meantime they're slowly but surely alienating you from your entire family and your entire system of support. Those children had a great system of support, a family that loved each other, everybody worked together to raise these kids, and those little kids' lives are blown up, and all of a sudden they're not allowed to see their mommy anymore. Do you understand how devastating that could be for a child? It's pretty devastating. I've heard the stories. It's devastating. So you don't have the right to do that to a child, Mr. Perry. It doesn't get more heinous than that. And you don't give a fuck. You want your money. And then you want to know who told. And that is sick, twisted shit. It's different, though, when you started doing it to me, isn't it? And why is that? Why is that? You don't even know, do you? When you call around and you want to... Are you helping her? Please stop stopping my crime. And you whine and you... I'm the victim. You're not a victim. You're very hated. And nobody invited you to Oklahoma, did they? Nobody asked you what you think, did they? Nobody asked you how you feel or what you want. You need a lie. I'm not going to lie for you, and I'm not going to be trafficked. And I've said that over and over and over. When you continue to push and coerce and cause unbearable duress for me, it makes me mad. It doesn't make me, okay, now I'll do it. You know, it pisses me off, and I start fighting harder. I start kicking harder. Anybody that has sat and watched me for 10 years now, kick you off me, has seen me do that. And you guys expect maybe if we make things bad enough for her, she's eating out of a dumpster, then she'll do what we say, and she'll take this bus pass. Right? We need her to leave Oklahoma. Do you? Come tell me that to my face, you little pussy coward. Tell me to my face, Lucius. Aren't you the one that wants me to leave Oklahoma? See, I'm not doing anything to you. You're getting caught doing things to me. It's the hot stove thing. You touch a hot stove, you'll get burned. Maybe you have to be smart enough not to touch that stove. I mean, why aren't you? I'm not bothering you. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about you. And I said no. I came here to be with my family, and everybody's wondering, why isn't she with her family? Why is Mr. Perry with her family? Why isn't he in Lubbock with his? Did you call my cousin today and tell him I found out about the lighter thing? Did you call him, tell him we have to wait, we have to call it off? Why would you do that? Did you sit on my whole family down and tell them what horrible things you're going to do to me and they have to help? Psychological torture, or Shrink said that is. You have to abandon all your morals and all your principles and everything you believe in and help us ruin her. We just need her to lie. We just need her to go with us. And she'll sign this lie affidavit we drew up for her that I'm not even supposed to know about. But the police that record you all the time, they have a court order to invade your privacy. Or somebody leaks. Those guys, Mr. Perry found out. Okay? So, you got caught on the lighter today getting it. I mean, we put the this is the bus pass. Did you want my cousin to come tell me I want you to come stay with us, only he takes me to the border and dumps me out? You think that's not psychological torture for him? Okay, didn't I tell you to stay the fuck away from my family? Or do you not understand what people say? When you contact me and my family, we get more, just like this. Before you do it, not after. Right? You're just not all there. So it's very embarrassing. Not only that, you're strapping your kids with this. It's awful. I don't know who would do that. So look how long ago these people have been trying to get me kicked out of my home, take my car. Here's a bus pass. You can go anywhere but New Mexico and Vegas. They've been recorded over and over and over saying that. The police that are helping me are going to use it in court to get you a conviction against you. Lucius, Calvin, Geppetto, Charles, Dave, Josh, Joe, Matt. We find out about this deal you have with Mike Neely. It's supposed to be all quiet and hush-hush. You serve 5 years, Mike, and we'll very quietly let you out of jail, but we got to make sure Cyndi's gone so she can't talk about it. Right? I'll sign an affidavit, then you'll take me on a cruise and push me over the side of the ship, or I'm a floater in the bathtub. You like drugging people? See, we've already heard you talking about it. A lot. So you intended to leave Mike where he is, or you told him this. You're not intending to do shit for Mike. If I'm gone, he's done. He'll rot in that prison, right? But you're going to tell him right now, we'll let you out in 5 years. You can't call Cyndi, you can't talk to her. We'll just do it real quietly. And just, just go, you just let it all, okay? You just be quiet about it. Right? You have no intention of letting him out of jail ever. And if I die, it's even worse. Then you don't have any initiative or motive to get him out. Right now, you were told, you get the man out of jail, or we'll do it for you, and you won't like it if we have to do it any more than you like it when we get those. You want some mercy, now's the time to get the mercy. You let him go home, now. Get him out of jail, send him home, now. How long have I been saying that? I'm pretty sure you've missed your window of opportunity. Instead, you took that to mean go in and lie to him and tell him, we'll give you a deal. In 5 years, we'll let you go home, serve 5 of a life, and we'll let you go home, but it has to be all hush-hush and quiet. No, you smeared his name all over the news. We're going to make sure it gets smeared all over the news. He didn't do that murder, sir. You don't realize who you're dealing with. You have no idea. You can tell. You can tell you have no fucking idea what I'm even saying. Your reactions are always wildly inappropriate for a man who understood what just happened and what I just said. Wildly inappropriate. Bizarrely abnormal. For someone who understood what just happened, what we just did, and what I just said. What does it mean that I have that? You haven't done it yet. What does it mean, Richard, that I knew about the lighter? You haven't done it yet. I sent the email on the 12th. You took it today, or you had someone. Right? Right next to my phone. Phone's fine. Lighter's gone. I had just gotten in my car. I said I had the lighter with me. Set it down right next to me, right next to the phone. Got out of my car for a second. Locked it. Walked away. Bought some. Came right back. The phone's still there, but the lighter's gone. What are the chances? The very next day. You can't take stuff out of somebody's car. It's not yours to take. Okay? It's called stealing. You want me to call 911? Tulsa police. They stole my lighter. Yeah. Don't you guys always want me to call the police? Yeah. Whatever. There's your code words again. Yellow Brick Road. Can we not get her to take the Yellow Brick Road to my death, to my murder? Right? Then you don't have to keep your 5-year deal with Mike, do ya? The only reason you needed to say anything to him at all is to fend me off, right? Or to get him to do something you want him to do, say something in court you want him to say, to make me go away, right? Do we have stupid written on our forehead, Mr. Perry? It's different when you do the crime to me, Calvin. Lucius, see? But it's the same every time you do it. Who else has that? Anybody? Yep. I got it. I have it. Who has the actual recordings? Nobody will help you with that because everybody hates y'all. They love us. We're going to make you stop. Maybe you should have just fucked off and left me alone a long time ago, huh? Look at that. There's the lighter conversation. Set May 12th. Before. You took it today. I'm going to describe it again. I grabbed my phone, my wallet. I just needed to quick go to the store for something. Grab my phone, my wallet, my Coke, get in the car, pull up at the place, get out, lock the door, go. Take my wallet, but not my phone, and not the lighter. Go get what I needed. Come back, jump in my car. Where's the fucking lighter? Where's my fucking lighter? Here's my phone. They didn't take the phone. Only the lighter. The next day after we sent this. We can't get her the lighter if she won't go back to the club. Well, I won't go back to the club because you told everybody to bully me. Right? The guy said it this morning. There was a meeting. I would have been glad to sit down and get to know her and see if I couldn't get her to slip up. They wouldn't let anybody. They told everybody to be mean to her. She clams up and won't talk. 6 years in a slip. Why are you making all these phone calls? Is it you? Are you stopping my crime? Please stop stopping my crime. Mr. Perry types in my phone. Is it your mom and dad? Is it your family? Is it your sister? Is it your brother? Is it your kid? Is it Al? Is it Jim? Who's telling on me? Is it Jim? Is it David? Who's telling on me? Oh, fucking day. Is it Peru? Is it Russia? Who is helping you? Please help me. Why would I do that? Why would I fucking do that, Mr. Perry? Why would I fucking do that, weirdo? You're not understanding everybody else's motives. Everybody else is sick of this. Everybody else is sick of you. You weren't invited here. You've not come up here and been a ray of sunshine making everybody's life happy. You're the bad thing that happened that everybody wants gone. That's the motive. You're gone. So we don't have to live like this anymore. Why is she not with her family? Why is Charles always with her family? Did you call Craig today and go, oh, she found out about the lighter? We can't do it today. Yeah, do that one more time. I dare you to do that one more time. Call my cousin. Tell him the horrible things you're going to do, and then you had to call it off. Do it one more time. I dare you. We've heard you every time you do that to him. Stop contacting my fucking family, sir. My guy said Cynthia's privacy is not to be invaded anymore. You don't contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly, ever again. She's not to be broke ever again. You do it or I'm going to do it. That's your choice. Your choice isn't whether or not to do it. It's going to happen. Your only choice is, did you want to do that or you want me to do that for you? Same way I can get all that. Right up under your nose, it's not up to you. Because if I have to do it, you're not going to like it. Any more than you like me quoting you. That's what he's saying. Okay, we said that in March 2020. So after March 2020, look how much more we got. We got you talking to a hitman about giving me a shot. We got Lucius's name, Calvin, he's bald and fat. Beverly, Monique. Right? Blankenship, Desiree. We got Sonjay, your hacker. Geppetto, your witch. Andrew and Lawrence. Ruben and James. Richard and Dickie. Names. Muffin Man. Nickname Muffin Man. You got a guy in your organization, nickname Muffin Man. We heard you talking about telling somebody we're Weeble Wobbles. We might wobble, but we never fall down. We heard you say that. Ratatouille. Your little code words, Hansel and Gretel. Papa John's means make delivery to the victim to the buyer. It's illegal to sell people, sir. Comes with a life sentence. Maybe we'll put you in jail for a life sentence and then sit down and talk to you about a 5-year deal. Yep, I don't think they're gonna give you guys deals. I think it's too late for that. Okay, this is all, Ringtone Richard. I forgot Ringtone Richard. 100 bazillion emails about you guys talking to Richard. Get a ringtone, Richard. In other words, they want to get in the same room with me and call my phone. Get the ringtone. Yeah, I don't keep that on. Okay, either way. I didn't anyway. I didn't before. This is their file. This is their Dropbox file. When we get the stuff before, we put it all in here. Look how many individual files there are. They want my car. They want me pulled over. They want to frame me for a murder. They're doing car damage is not part of Mr. Perry's legislative duties. It's not what you do to pass a law in Texas. Why are you in Oklahoma anyway? Nobody invited you here. Look at that. Tampering with DNA. You claimed you're a victim of a hate crime, and that's baloney. Sex trafficking and the sadism that you ick and slime all over women, that's the hate crime. You hate women. If you didn't hate women, you would not voyeur. You wouldn't be a creepy little voyeur, would you? Women don't like being raped in the privacy of their home. It's not how you get women to like, I'll take her car, then she'll like me. I'll take her, I know what I'll do. I take her car. Geppetto, let's take her car. Geppetto, can you cast a spell so I can take her car? And she'll be okay with it. That's how you sound to us, Mr. Perry. Ugh. This is Mr. Perry's deals right here. He did a false arrest. We told everybody for months before. He's threatening me with a false arrest. I'm starting to get sick. They're poisoning me. They admit to it in texts that they're poisoning me. I need a protective order. I go file a police report. And within 7 days, I'm arrested for filing a false police report. Never talked to a cop. No evidence is collected properly. No evidence is... there's nothing. The charges were in Lubbock. Well, as it turns out in the state of Oklahoma, if you want to get a protective order, by law, you must file a police report. Perry knew that. Because my first attempt at a protective order was denied because I forgot the police report. And the charges were filing a false police report in retaliation for his job as a senator. What part of your legislative duties involves stalking, hacking, peeping, sex trafficking? They said that in Manford. I don't think any of that. That's all weirdo. But it's sure shit not what you need to do to pass a law in Texas. Lucky looked at these and he goes, I've seen bond conditions before. That's not what this is. This is a cover-up negotiation of what this is. If ever I've seen one. Make her go see a shrink. And they agreed not to talk to each other. Did she not move twice to get away from him? Not to have to talk to him? So he's agreed here never to talk to her. Never to contact her again. Okay, well, he's trying to get my car today. Trying to get a lighter right out of my car today. Does it sound like he's keeping his deal here? You tell Mike I'll get you out of jail in 5 years, and we have to just do it all quiet? And you can't talk to Cynthia, blah, 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 right? That's bullshit. You're not going to keep that. Especially if I'm not alive. To make sure he gets home. We're going to get him out, sir. Okay? You had your chance. You fucked it up. This is how great Mr. Perry is at keeping a deal. He's full of shit. I have oceanfront land in Arizona for sale at a really good price for anyone who believes a word Charles Perry says. Okay? See that? I'm telling people in October he's threatening a false arrest. He did it in January. We always get it before, not after. It's very specific. This whole email talks about a very specific detailed plan. Mr. Perry had to coerce me. He was trying to coerce me. And this one included my kid. Well, after I sent that, he changed it. Thank God it didn't go after my kid. Alright, so here's the date on the police report, see? January 21st. And my doctor, by the way, look, these are the, this is the, yeah, I'm giving you arsenic. Let your life fade away. I can't promise it'll end without death and destruction. He doesn't say deception, see? I want it to end without any more deception, death, and destruction. I'm not going to promise anything. You know, death and destruction is part of it. Notice he didn't speak to deception at all. You got to file a police report. Look at the last sentence. You must file a complaint against the stalker with law enforcement. This is my denied protective order. Number 2 reason is I was non-compliant with that. They knew. And there's no evidence of a political vendetta anywhere. I'm very vocal. If you piss me off politically or otherwise, I'll tell you. I'll fucking tell you. Everybody knows that. I'll go on a rant. This is when they call me back. The 15th. She's asking for me to come in so they can collect evidence. Let's look at the date of my arrest. Yep, look at the date of the police report. I get threatened every day. I'm going to get you in jail first thing this morning. When he does that, that usually means we had a meeting this morning and we think we found a way to make the lie work. You're going to jail. I'm so excited to see you. You're not going to see me. You know, you're off your nut. Every day you threaten me with death, false arrest, income loss, property loss. Every day, Mr. Perry. This is nothing new. You've done it for 7 years. You get caught every time before you do it. We get an email out, we get a recording, or I'll just, either if I don't say anything, then it may not be something that is so dangerous or it wouldn't cause such a catastrophic loss, but I'll change my plans. Like, you were going to have the waitress that was bullying me out of the club, You know, that you want me back into now? The club you want me to go back to so you can get my lighter? That one? Yeah, you had her, since she kept coming up short, Calvin told, we heard the recording. Calvin tells her, I want you, when she puts the money out, take some money out, and we'll say she did it when she was putting the money out. We gotta make her look bad. And so what I did is I took the money out of the safe, whereas before I would take it out of the bag and set it up. After that, no more of that. I just threw the bag on the counter. You set it up. The night that I left, she comes running in. There's $200 missing from the drawer. You set the money up. I looked at her and I go, I didn't. I threw the bag on the counter. I do not set it up for you anymore. That's done. I don't do that for you anymore. You can set your own money up. She's just, oh. She runs back in, comes back into me and goes, the DJ had it. The DJ, oh, okay. So the DJ stole it, huh? Didn't realize that I never opened the bag, as you guys all talked about and planned. That was the last night I was there. They pulled that stunt. The owner and I've talked about this. I said, you either steal or you don't. I've never stolen from you in 8 years. If I need money, I'll come and ask you for it. I don't steal. That's just not my thing. I have been dead broke. In that club, I was dead fucking broke. Absolutely not a dime. And there was money sitting in the tip jar that if I had wanted something, I could have taken out of the tip jar. Really, nobody would have questioned it. They probably wouldn't even known it was missing. What had happened is there was a waitress that had quit. And on her last night, she left some money behind. Nobody knew what it was for. Nobody knew what it was for. What ended up happening is the waitress that was mean to me comes in. And she goes, such and such girl that quit left me all these dishes. And I go, yeah, and she also left you a bunch of money in the tip jar. She goes, oh, okay. She didn't know I was there. I could have taken that money and not said a thing. But I didn't. I left it there. It's not my money. It's not my money. You either steal or you don't. I don't steal. I'll go without. I've done that. I've gone without food. But I'm not a thief. So it doesn't mean I'm perfect. It doesn't mean I'm perfect. But I'm not a thief. So here's this. There's the date. See, January 21st. Does that sound like they had time to do an investigation to see if a police report was true or false? These charges are out of Texas, not Oklahoma. My police report in the event that occurred was in Oklahoma. So they obstructed justice. They committed perjury because Mr. Perry knew you have to file a police report by law. And Mr. Judge Hanson should have said, first of all, I need to know when was the evidence properly collected. I need to know when was it examined and what was the police determination. And did they interview witnesses? And where's the evidence of a political vendetta? That this had anything to do with your job. And he didn't ask for that. So I'm deprived of my civil rights. I sue. They get it kicked to Texas. Judge Cummings, they take him duck hunt and the whole thing goes away. Everybody's more mad now than ever. We got more intel coming in like a motherfucker. So, I mean, they'll cost me money. They'll cost me something, but they're paying for it in other ways. We quote them. They're not quoting us. We're naming their people. They're not naming ours. It's still costing them. They're fixing to go to jail with whatever information we get in. Especially if they prove it out. I mean, that's why we're doing it. Wouldn't that be why we're doing it, Mr. Perry? That's when she called and asked for it. Yep. Okay, now we got a situation in which I got that in jail, Mr. Perry. You don't have a Fabian puzzle. Fabian was, his texts are here. I had talked to David Robertson about him the night. I met David Robertson the first night he came in and threatened me. Why don't you like Charles? Because he's a weirdo. Nobody likes Charles. And there's that whole Fabian thing. And he goes, oh, Fabian doesn't want you. Fabian was my manager at Jaguars where I danced, and I really liked him. And I had a friend that had sent me a private Facebook message. Are you dating anybody? And I said, no, but I like a guy that I work with. And all hell broke loose. So, like, Mr. Perry thought it was his business. I don't want you. I don't like you. You're rejected. You know, go be with your family, please. Stop butting into my life. Don't call my cousin again and tell him all the shitty things you're going to do and then have to call him and go, we called it off when she caught us again. And we know you're calling him. I heard you say it. So I tell Fabian the very night that David came in. See, October, there's the date right there. David says, oh, Fabian doesn't like you. And I go, well, I got to hear that from Fabian. Fabian's had plenty of chances to tell me that, and he hasn't. So I got to hear it from him, not you. You're not his spokesperson. I think you're butting in. And he said, well, he just wants to fuck you. And I go, well, then let us fucking get it over with. And, you know, what are you getting in the way of that for? Causing a problem here. It's none of your business, is it, David? And then he goes, well, actually, he and Charles fought over you for months. Again, there's no fight there. I don't want Charles. I don't want anything to do with Charles. Charles is a weirdo. I don't do weirdo. I do normal guy. I'm not going to choose I'm not going to choose a sadistic, weirdo, creepy piece of shit serial killer. I know a whole lot more about it than other people do. Voyeur, you know, rapist. He's starving women while he rakes it in and uses their body to do it. That's not my thing. He's a job. But I couldn't tell David that then. I just said, I'm not going to choose that, some cruel piece of creepy, over a nice guy who's normal, works hard. Women are turned on by guys who work hard and interesting, not some bizarre bore that sits on his butt all day watching us in the privacy of our home pretending that's a relationship. That is the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life. So in jail, my guys get me this puzzle with Fabian's name right there, intersecting with the word hope. And the same way that they did that, sir, when he says, get the hell out of her life, or I'm going to do it for you, there's no choice there for you. The choice is, did you want to do it or did you want them to? If you don't like them the way they do this, it wasn't up to you, was it? You're not going to like how the way they do that. But you're not all there. You won't figure that out until it's too late. See, me depicts Charles as a selfish nothing but in, always the wannabe. And sad is the sadness and the fear he causes. Boo is a private joke between one of the cops helping me and me. But it also depicts the fear you cause. You're not a bright ray of sunshine making everybody's life good. Nope, you shit everything up. If it's fun, you make it unfun. If it's cool, you ruin it. If it's good, you fuck it up. Look at this. Yeah, that's the deal about Mike Neely. There's no deal. You lied to him. You just want to... You'll say whatever you got to say to appease people. Yeah, but see, we know what you're up to, so we don't... I mean... Let's see, I got Trello cards now. I love Trello. It is like a really cool way to keep track of things you got to do. It's free, or you can get a paid subscription depending what you want to do. This one, get her to the mall. Get her over to the mall, right? And the guy says she won't take orders from the mall, and I don't. It takes too long to find a parking place, run inside to the food court, pick up the food, and run out. I don't have time. So while I'm doing that, some other better order could come through. And he said, make sure that's the only order she gets. We heard you, Calvin. You're the one that told the waitress to bully me, right? Here's the Trello card. Look, this is just because it takes up my time now. So much of my time, my guys want me to track my time. So now it's part of my schedule. We just keep that on. It's a template that's on every single one of them. All I have to do is every day just make a note on each Trello card. What'd you do today? Which one of these things did you try to do today? Because you've done the same things for years, every day, over and over. Repeat. You do it to me, you get caught. 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 You contact me, we get more. You contact me, we get more. You peep on me, we get more. You peep on me, we get more. You cause a problem for me, you get more. Same old, day after day. You're on a fucking hamster wheel. Aren't you dizzy? I mean, this is mind-blowing how stupid you are. Most people would have the good sense to stop if they get caught this much. Our shrink said Mr. Perry needs to be hospitalized and sedated very soon here. Because for him to get caught and quoted and all that this much, to think when he's told, get the fuck out of her life. Do not contact her or her family again. Don't do it. Creepy Chucky. Don't do it again. Leave them the fuck alone. For him to think he has a choice... That is a display of some flagrant, violent, vulgar delusion. And he has no control over himself. He needs to be sedated. No impulse control at all. Needs to be sedated. And his doctor ought to have his license yanked for not having done that before now. If I find out who his doctor is, she said, and she probably already knows, This has been a while since she said this. If I find out who his doctor is, that's probably going to happen. It's just irresponsible. It's unethical. He's a danger to himself and others. His family also, they've discussed criminal charges for your family. Because they have, and your attorneys, they have a legal and a moral obligation to put you in a place where you can't hurt people, Mr. Perry. That's all you do all day long is hurt people. Everybody's had enough of it. That's why we quote you guys all the time. People have had enough of it, and you don't seem to get that. It's very important you get that, and you don't get that. You're stupid. It goes right over your head. We say it, then we show you. Get her to the mall, Calvin says. I guess the bouncer, there's a couple of bouncers, I don't know which one said this, but one of them said, somebody was repeating him. I'm quoting him, but he said, yeah, the bouncer said the same thing. That you guys wanted access to her, and you had access to her. You told all of us to bully her off. You wanted her pushed out. So we did. Now you're crying and whining and complaining that she's not here anymore. You don't have access to her anymore. That's your fault. Maybe you shouldn't have told us to bully her. Yeah, and we know you did. The meeting this morning was very positive, actually, about the owner of that club. He said he's a very smart man. You won't convince me in a million years. He didn't do that to Cyndi because he wanted to. It was not a good business decision. He doesn't seem like from what I know of him, he's a pretty smart guy. You don't choose a meth head who doesn't show up half the time and takes your money, and he doesn't barely knows her, over somebody you've gotten in over an 8-year period of time, and you're close to, and you know, and you trust, and who's been in business, knows how to run a business. You don't do that. That's not a sound business. That doesn't even make sense. So I don't care who says what. In a million years, they're never going to convince me that they didn't put pressure on him to do that. There's no way. There's no way that's true. So, yeah. What I told the waitress is, later, about a week later or something, she about came across the counter. You know, first of all, we were talking about we're going to get along. We got to get along. We have to interact some. Although, let's keep it to a minimum. You stay on your side, in your lane, and I'll stay in mine. The very next words out of her mouth was, what she didn't know is that whole first fiasco happened. I told the owner, I'm done waitressing for you. I'm done. I'll dance, and that is it. I'm not waitressing anymore. I don't want a fucking thing to do with that shit. I'm not getting in the drama. I will not do the drama. I don't have time. I don't want to deal with it. I'm not 20. I'm 50. So, I'm not doing the drama. I will not waitress for you again until she's gone. I won't do it. Well, they roped me back into it. And she signs me up, and then she looks at me and she goes, by the way, you didn't win that. I did. You're not waitressing tonight. She is. Pointed to the girl who doesn't work there. The girl next to me, her mouth dropped open. And she goes, oh my God. Pulls me in. Later in the back, she goes, was that just to provoke, or why the hell did she say that? Was she just trying to be an ass? Or why the fuck did she say that? You're trying to get along with her, and then she said that. After that, I said, take me off of the schedule for waitressing. I'm done. That's it. I gave everybody a second chance. I'm done. Just take me off all the schedule for waitressing. The very next night, I injured myself on the pole. I pulled up wrong or something. I don't know. I'm pretty good on the pole, pretty proficient. And I did something. My whole right side was all jacked up. My knee, my shoulder, the whole right side's jacked up. And I left. I mean, I'm just white. There's no reason to stay. So, I mean, you can recover from an injury waitressing. You can't jump up back on the pole, though. That's a whole different physical exertion or physical demands on you. So, I guess the bouncer was commenting on that, too. What, you asked us to bully her out. So we did. Now you're all desperate to get her back? That's your problem. He said, I understand she's not coming back until that girl's gone. That girl's not going to leave. So, good luck to you on that. Whatever, you know, it costs you guys something, whether you realize that or not. So, what we got out of that, Mr. Perry, is you talking about the mall thing. Get her to the mall. Make sure she gets no other orders but mall orders. Right? get her lighter. You take something from me, boy, they take something from you. It tends to piss off your leaks when you piss me off. But yeah, he's typing in my phone. We're gonna share you, and I'm like, oh my god, go to hell. Every day types in my phone. CJ something. CJ Taft. It was the last couple times. My guys tell me I guess they're working on some sort of lawsuit. He goes, so first they're recorded talking about getting a process server to you. Then they're recorded talking about getting the marshals to you. But they don't know where you are, and since you left the club. And then, so now they're trying to find your address. And I'm like, oh my god. Wow. So, there's that. The prosecutor told me that's going to be criminal. So there's nothing legal about it. I'll deal with it in the criminal case right now. Don't worry about it. They don't know where you are. They did run you off of the place that you were. So there's that. Anyways, so all that's up here from the last couple of days. Check. Do you want to check? Do I want to check? I don't want to check. Thank you, though. I want you to pay back what you owe me. It's legal. That's the legal, legitimate debt. I don't want your byline money, Mr. Perry. I won't take your byline. The illegal byline. Yeah. Does that answer your question? Maybe stop typing that in my phone, please. Get out of my phone. Let's see. Something else. Yeah, we can't get her lighter, her computer, or her car, and all that stuff we want to take from her, so she'll be easier to traffic and coerce. Yeah, you wanted to do the murder frame up thing. We've talked about that forever. It's got its whole file, Mr. Perry. You ought to know we know. See this? Perry murder frame up. See, you got your whole file on all the intel. Probably not all of it, but most of the intel that we got on your murder frame up. We already know. Yeah, okay. Look in your file now, okay? Get your special ed teacher to help you. What else? You got the deal with Mike. There's no deal. You said something to appease him is what you did. To coerce, right? Is that right, Mr. Perry? You said something to coerce him? Yeah, this was the one. She won't take orders at the mall. Get a grip on reality, Calvin. We quote you a lot. What's this one about? Yep, this is the bullying at the club again. So much here. I don't know what you're gonna do, Mr. Perry. We're supposed to live in a civilized society. People don't like your shit. They want civility. Can't you be civil? Can't you be normal? Go to your family, okay? Wanted her car taken, see? Before traffic court. The traffic court city prosecutor fucked up his... The judge said she's filed a motion on Brady. You're withholding exculpatory evidence. And she said in her brief why she thinks that. So I need you to file a brief in response as to why you think the evidence she's asking for is not relevant. He didn't do that. There's not one reason that he's given in his brief why he thinks the evidence I've asked for is not relevant. Instead, what he says is, she doesn't have a right to a hearing on the grounds of insufficient evidence. Yeah, but that's not what I argued. Not even close. I argued Brady violation. Completely different thing. Completely different thing. So I guess court's on Tuesday. Perry's typing in my phone. We had it canceled. Did you? Okay. So I should just stay home and not go? And wait for the bench warrant to be issued, Mr. Perry? Is that what you're hoping I would do? Do you think I'm stupid? That I would go, oh, okay, it's been canceled. And just not show up? You're off your nut. Get the fuck out of my phone. So the more he does this stuff to me, the easier it is for us to get intel. And it's very specific intel, and it's very detailed intel that nobody else has. And they act like they don't know that. They act like they don't know that. How could you not know that? You've got a whole file here in Dropbox. It's your file. You have access to it. You can read through anything that's in it. This goes back years. Yeah. Oddly, I've not been in any court at all to show that evidence. You always do these ex parte hearings, making sure I'm not there to argue, and then you get everything dismissed. Maybe that's what happened. I didn't want to go duck hunting. I mean, was that what it was? She's not a hunter. Will not take her. Yeah, I don't know. Judge Cummings, have fun duck hunting. Did y'all catch anything? Did you get any ducks? He didn't do a good order. His order says denied, signed. Wow, not a reason, not case law cited, nothing. All his orders are like that. Is that Texas Tech or Cracker Jack Box Law Degree, or what is that? Since when did a judge... I mean, the Supreme Court ruling should not be decided on a whim, but with careful consideration towards the evidence, the facts, and the prior rulings and statute. Does Judge Cummings not know that? I know that, and I'm not a lawyer. I mean, we don't even know what to think about Lubbock judges. I don't even know. The judges that might be intelligent, because we did, our prosecutor and some other people sat down and compared all the judicial rulings that were on other cases similar to mine, vastly different. The prosecutor goes, these judges go stupid when Perry's involved. It's like he's making the rulings. It's that bad. It's that pathetic. They're not doing it. Doesn't look like they're doing it. Yeah. Okay. So that's all the stuff we've gotten over the past 24 hours. She won't take orders at the mall. Oh, the gym. The gym membership, Mr. Perry interfered with. When you're taking somebody's money so they can't pay their bills, you're interfering with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce. You want to tear me down to nothing, so I'm easier to coerce to be trafficked. I've said it already, over and over and over. You want my driver's license. You want my computer. We've already said it, Lucius. We've said it over and over and over and over and over and over and again. And then again and again. And then again after that. And we've already said it. And we've said it and 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 said it. Where have you been? You hiding under a rock? Know your facts, bitch. You act like you don't know what's happening either. How do I have it before? No other victim has this. They don't have it before, do they? I do. What does that mean, Lucius Calvin? What does it mean that I have it before? Yeah. Okay. The guys that got that for me before said to tell you again, as they did in March 2020, Cynthia's privacy is not to be invaded. You don't peep and hack. You don't call her family and ask them questions about what she's doing and her personal information. Don't call them. You don't contact her or her family in any form, directly or indirectly. She's not to be broke anymore. You are to give it back and get out. She doesn't want your bribe. She already said that. I don't. It's illegal to do that, and I don't want it. You owe me a legit debt. Pay that and get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Or he'll do it for you, he said. Since March 2020, look how much more we have. Ask Sanjay if he likes us getting his name. Because you didn't understand the words in March 2020. Yeah, it's different when you do it to me, but it's the same every time you do it. We get it before, not after. So you got easy kindergarten. This is daycare shit. Before and after, cause and effect, same and different. Charles, when you contact me, we get more. Do you like that? I don't want to hear from you. I didn't ask you what you think. I want you to get the fuck out of my life. So the gym guy, can you get her at the gym? And he goes, well, what gym and what time does she normally go? Well, it's kind of random, but we see her in our house. Looks like she's putting her sweats on. So we think she's getting ready to go. And the guy goes, oh, wait. I need to be able to know when she's there by legal means. I need to know what gym. How'd you know she's at this gym? Legally. How did you know when she's going to be there? See, it's not like I can find a way to figure out that she goes to XYZ gym every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. If it's just random. I need to know a specific way that doesn't involve voyeurism or hacking or stalking. Otherwise, I can't help you. Smart guy. Why isn't everybody like that? So there's that. Okay, and so Mr. Perry, people do not think my boss would choose the meth head chick over me. They don't believe it. Nobody believes you. And that you didn't put pressure on him to do that. Some serious duress to do that. They've all said he's too smart for that. Nobody does that. So you're not selling your bullshit story as much as you think you are. This is how everybody else sees y'all.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
That guy's been raping you since